Hello, Haley here. I wanted to make a little video this evening. I haven't made one in a while, but I had some awarenesses that have been coming up this week for me that seem pertinent to what's been going on this week with the painting vigil invitation and the Sacred Art of Women group on Facebook that I hold space for. This is kind of a touchy subject, but it's a very, very important one, especially to the work that we are doing as women. And I think that it goes hand in hand with this calling we feel to respond to things like this painting vigil invitation. So this week I have had a much bigger response than I expected for this invitation, and I am so excited about that. I feel really blessed, really honored to be able to open the doorway to this space for us all to come together in circle and let it become what it is going to become, however we create it. It's an honor to be there beside all of you with that. And so this week, part of the vigil, as most of you know, if you wanted to participate, you had to join the Sacred Art of Women group, and that's just to allow for a sense of some privacy within that virtual vigil space that we'll be creating on Sunday. And so there's been a flow of amazing women coming into the group, and oh, my heart just overflows. It swells with so much love at how this group from the get-go has been so supportive of one another. And the secret here is that I really don't do much for this group except hold the space. We create the group together. And that is the same secret that's going to be applied to this vigil on Sunday. And between you and me, it's the truth about any circle that we take part in. It is what we bring to it. And so what I wanted to talk about just a little bit is that sometimes in these times of high energy and excitement, and we're coming together, a bunch of women into circle of some kind, and we don't all know each other, and we're coming into this space to feel safe and supported and loved and to share what we have to share, often things that we don't have other places to share them in. And it's an ache and pull that women all over are feeling. And it's a beautiful, beautiful time to be part of this communing that is happening between women, because there are circles happening in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places. And what often happens at this time, though, in this type of energy, though, is that as people begin to share of themselves, and particularly as people share more openly, we go in and we want to be, we have the most 100% heart-centered intention of being present for them, but then we also start to maybe sometimes notice these other feelings that accompany and begin to rise up with what it is that we bring into the circle. And sometimes it's overwhelm. Everybody begins to share what it is that they're bringing to the circle, and all of a sudden our own little inner critics and voices are coming up. We feel overwhelmed, and we feel perhaps insecure, and we feel all those just not enough-isms, all those little voices that come up and be like, oh, what if what I have to share doesn't really fit in? What if nobody gets it? What if it's not really good enough? It really isn't that good. Oh, I have to do something else because this thing that I did isn't quite there. All those little things that come up. And there's so many of them. And sometimes they come up in the weirdest of ways. So be gentle with yourself, because sometimes they come up as jealousy and envy, even though maybe we're not really a jealous or envious person by nature, but we notice that we're feeling these feelings, and then we feel even worse that we're even having these feelings to begin with. Or perhaps it comes up as judgment about or assumptions about how that person is sharing, or how often they're sharing, or why they're sharing it in the way they're sharing it, why they chose the words they chose. All these little things start to happen in our minds Because our minds can be amazing tricksters. So these things come up. And I'm here to tell you, women, that this is normal. So as they come up, we have an opportunity. We have the opportunity to make a choice. And now, oftentimes I think, and I've witnessed, and I've done, and perpetuated in life, particularly in our culture. I think this is a culture issue. This is a global issue. This is big issues. This is all big stuff. All these things that come up are fueled by many, many things, and you all know that. But when they come up, we have a choice, particularly when we make the choice to walk through the doorway into a circle, to be there, to be present, to be a witness or to be a participant, but to be of support to ourselves and to the other women. And those things are going to come with us. They're going to come up, and that's where we have a choice. And that point when those things come up is where we have the choice to make the kind of change that we all know we need, that we all know this world needs, that we all know we need first and foremost between one another as women. So oftentimes what we do is we hold back when we feel those things. That's our knee-jerk reaction, particularly as women, I think. These feelings aren't exclusive to women. Please don't misunderstand me. But I'm speaking to women here because we know, ladies, right? We know how this is. And so we hold ourselves back. We tell ourselves a million reasons why we ought to. Or sometimes we don't hold back, but we display or respond isn't quite the right word, but we react in ways that aren't in alignment with our heart-centered truth for coming into that space to begin with. We speak without thinking, you know. But mostly I think we often just hold back. We hold back support for other women, and we hold back the sharing of ourself vulnerably and openly in the way that we had hoped to when we came to the circle to begin with. And there's the opportunity. And this is where I challenge you just a little bit. And I'm not just talking about this vigil on Sunday. I'm talking about in the ways that you show up with women in your life, in the circles of women in your life, whether that be the women in your family, 2 of you, 5 of you, your circle of friends, or other circles that you join because they're coming together with common interests of exploration and hopes for healing and change, truly. So take that opportunity when those things rise in you. Take that opportunity to make the choice, to take that energy, because that is an amazing amount of energy. Notice that feeling, oh, okay, what can I do with it? To bring you back to why you walked into those circles to begin with. You walked in to support your sisters. You walked in to feel held by your sisters. You walked in to show that. Now, in real-time circles, that can be body language, eye contact. In virtual ones, that could be comments and posts. Sometimes it can just be sharing just a thought. Sometimes it can just be sharing that you're noticing these feelings, but you're there anyway, with the best of intentions. Allow yourself to be witnessed and allow yourself to support others. As much as you can in that moment. Be gentle with yourself in how you do so. But I really, really believe this is why we feel that ache to come into circles like this. Because by making that choice, when those types of feelings start to rise in us, that's how we begin to tend to and mend the relationships between one another. And that's how we build this unified solidity moving forward. Not just in our art, in our spirituality, but in our day-to-day lives with one another, with real time. real connections at our jobs and our families. However it is that we reach out and connect in the world, this is how we become stronger. And as we become stronger inside of ourselves, we become stronger together. So take that as you will. It's all kind of free flow for me, but that's what I feel in my heart about this today, right now. And I'm so excited for Sunday to see how things roll and create. It's going to be beautiful. However we show up, just come in with whatever intention or prayer you intend to, and show up to that. That's all. And I'll see you then. All right. Good night.